We do here 300,000-400,000 a month, and that's all organic traffic. So
#1 rental car business coach, and I got the #1 rental car company in Atlanta for sure.
Okay, so how much do you think that could make a month or a year?
It depends on how hard the person works, man. So right now we're making about $60K a month for all economy cars.
You know, it's crazy when at this level, $3 million, $4 million, $10 million can go missing in 3 products.
Today we're in Miami, Florida, home to 40,000 millionaires. We're going to be asking millionaires in the car industry how they make their money and how you can be financially free in 2024. All right, let's get it.
#1 rental car business coach, and I got the #1 rental car company in Atlanta for sure.
Okay, so how much do you think that could make a month or a year?
It depends on how hard the person works, man. So right now we're making about $60K a month for all economy cars.
Okay, if I want to be in your shoes, what do you recommend?
In my shoes, that means you want to get coached by me. So that means you will probably want to follow somebody that's coming back from where you're trying to go. You make me your mentor. I'll put you exactly where you need to go. That's it.
All right, also our first millionaire, Pushman Mitch, who's made millions in the car rental industry. His biggest advice is find a mentor, somebody who's coming back from where you're trying to go, which makes perfect sense. A lot of times when people are trying to make money or they're trying to achieve whatever goal, they're trying to do it on their own and they make a bunch of mistakes and then give up. Versus if you have a mentor, they're giving you their blueprint, their successful blueprint that's worked for them to make them a millionaire. All right, next up, we have Cario Motors. The store owner, who's only 26, has made millions from selling luxury and exotic cars. We're talking about Bugattis, Ferraris, G63s, and Lambos. All right, let's get into it.
Last month we did 97. The month before that we did 99. And once again, look inside. Not a Corolla in sight. So it's some shit. We sell every single day. We sell a car, or 3 cars, or 4 cars. We have 10 car days at this store.
that's fire.
Which is weird.
Marketing. Got it?
Yeah, he just sent people emails.
What's up, alright?
Instagram, you know, word to mouth. A lot of influencers come inside of here as well. Monebagg was actually one of my good clients for quite some time. I sold him about 10 vehicles. He shot a music video inside of here. We have, you know, gentlemen like Yado. Now, modern day influencers, especially local ones. You got Mr. Rasheen. I have my guy Yados, Wesley Watson. You know, there's local guys bringing word to mouth over here, making videos on the daily. You know, it might not be a commercial on you know, the television or whatever the case is, but who's watching the television?
Yeah.
So it's like
That's
if
a
you
good
get
statement. That's a bar right there.
if you're on the phone, your phone is your moneymaker, right? So as long as you can see that ad on the phone, we're perfectly fine with that. It only takes a phone call. Mind you, at the end of the day, the way that we move all of these units is we're never the most expensive guy out there, like unless there's reason, you know. But even my Bugatti Chiron, if you looked at the comparables out there, maybe there was a car 100K cheaper, but it was white black. My car was complete exposed carbon fiber. So there was a lot of things that you have to take into play with this. So, you know, whether it's pricing, whether it's word to mouth, regardless of what it is, I mean, they just keep coming in. We take business from everybody. Like I said before, I won't name drop any dealers, but there's plenty of big boy dealerships that's been in Scarface, all sorts of shit. And they give my 26-year-old store owner a call and say, what the fuck do I put on this car? Because I have no idea. Like, people always talk about recession. So Miami, right? Out of all places, it's South Florida. We're not even exactly Miami, but it's South Florida. We kind of have our own economy. With that being said, what I mean by that is people from New York with money are moving down over here. People from Cali with money are moving down over here. People from Arizona with money moving down over here. Everybody, for whatever reason, is moving down over here. So if the rest of the 49 states are going down, but everybody with money keeps moving over here, it's almost like a wipe, because some people can't afford this lifestyle anymore. Maybe these people are moving out while these people are moving in. Therefore, my cars, they're always selling. There's always a new guy born every single day that's trying to make his first statement. All right? I mean, like, I'm scheduled to work at 9 o'clock. If I don't show up at 8:45, 15 minutes early, I can make a U-turn and drive home. And I'm the best guy in here, and I've been here 4.5 years. It's respect, principle, and, you know, what they stand for. So if you gotta abuse yourself. If you want to get to that level, you have to abuse yourself. If the shit was easy, then everybody would do it. And there's times that I think it's bullshit, but you just gotta get with it. When you built yourself to whoever you think that you are, and you feel like you got enough leeway under your own shoulders to go make your own rules, then you go do that. But if that's not the case right now, get with the program. everybody has a role to play. It doesn't matter if you're LeBron. LeBron got a role to play as a captain, but everybody got a role. Learn your role, accept it. Quicker you. Jacob hates flights, does not like to get on a plane. He only likes to work, all right? Hates everything else that doesn't involve work. He goes on a vacation with his girlfriend while he's on the flight. He's like, I'm turning this bitch around. So, yeah, the dude jumped on the flight, went and knocked on the door. It's crazy, yeah. I mean, look, every single business can get a little weird, but, you know, it's crazy when at this level, $3 million, $4 million, $10 million can go missing in 3 products.
And that was Cario Motors, and they make millions a month from luxury and exotic car sales. The owner of the store is only 26. Some of the key takeaways is that we're in a new age marketing space, which means we don't have to deal with just on TV marketing or just billboards. Now we have Instagram and YouTube, which is for free. And we also have influencers. Like the guy in the video said, he had Monebagg Yo come into the store and shoot a video. Monebagg Yo has 10 million followers on Instagram. So that's easy traffic and more traffic towards the store, which converts to more dollars. Another key takeaway was location. They're in Miami, Florida. Like I said before, Miami has over 40,000 millionaires. So it's easier to sell a Bugatti or Ferrari or whatever higher end car in Miami versus, say, small town Alabama. And finally, one of the biggest takeaways is consistency and working hard. Like the guy in the video said, even though he's one of the top sellers in the store, he still comes in early, he still works hard, and he still pushes. All right, so next we have Showroom Miami. They have luxury and exotic rental cars as well as a body shop. They do over $400K a month in sales. And then they have this really cool mural in their building. So let's check it out.
Coming out, so it's the world's largest mural, world's largest indoor mural by a single artist.
Crazy.
So we've got about 35,000 cans of paint on the walls and about a year and 2 months of labor time. Obviously it was one guy, so these are all spray paint, so it's not like roller. You know, I do a lot of different things. We have, you know, detail solution company. We have, you know, we do body work. We have real estate, but it's all stemmed from this. You know, this was the bread and butter. This is what funded all of our other projects. So you know, if you just doing it right, doing it, you know, with good customer service, customer care, you know, you grow, make money. You know, my niche, my focus is on the exotics. I know some of you guys probably do the economy cars and those sort of plays, which are probably beneficial in your market. Everybody's market's going to be different, so everybody's going to obviously have a different genre of vehicle that they're going to, you know, offer to their clients. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to the same philosophy. You know, what's our cost? How do we mitigate risk? How do we insure our deficit? How do we write off loss? And, you know, obviously tax preparation, and, you know, how do we optimize our cash flow? That's pretty much standard across how all of us operate. So I'm pretty much, okay, don't get discouraged. I made a lot of mistakes, lost a lot of money, fucked up a lot of cars. That's just part of it, man. So, you know, you just got to keep on rolling, keep on rocking. Some of my best tips is make good relationships with vendors that do parts, make good relationships with body shops. Some of them will give you, you know, 10% referral kickbacks as far as, you know, per claim, because accidents will happen. It's the nature of this business. And do not make claims on your own policies. You know, that's the other thing. Verify your client's insurance. Call, verify everything, make sure it transfers over. Read the forums, stay in the trends, see what insurance companies are pulling out, see who's not paying, and operate within those parameters. Progressive, we're having a hard time with here in Florida. I'm not really accepting their policies. They say they cover, but everybody knows they're not gonna pay. Why take the risk? $1,000 ain't worth $200,000 headache. You know, so education is key. Staying informed, staying aware of what's going on in the marketplace, understanding how the market is changing with the vehicles that we own so we can get in and out of them without taking too much of a lump to the head. Those are pretty much the biggest things I can point on to be successful, other than like bullshit day-to-day operations, which everybody's gonna handle their day-to-day operations differently. Does anybody have input, questions, or anything? A lot of it is, you know, staying connected to other people in the industry. I know everybody down here that's doing this. We all work together. So, you know, we all compete. We all want to win. We all want to be the best, but no one wants to lose money. So, you know, stay connected to the people in your community. See who's having issues with what, if you can help or if they can help. Stay online. There's insurance forums all over the internet. It's not just in the automotive world. You know, I have friends that have big roofing companies. You know, they're State Farm. They're having the biggest issues. They're not paying for roofs. Same with healthcare. So there's a lot of insurance forms out there for, you know, health plans, homeowners, auto, and just staying kind of current with what's going on, because, you know, things do change. Obviously, there's risk in everything. Nothing's foolproof. There's ways to fight it. Hire lawyers, but, you know, mitigating that risk is, you know, my biggest thing is customer service. We deliver our cars. We do the extra mile. What cars come with water? If you're getting a Rolls Royce, we show up with my camera guy. He'll come take a couple pictures, make you feel like paparazzi's there. Champagne. We'll drive you to your airport. Things like that people remember, and they just tell all their friends, word of mouth. Right now, I have a $0 ad spend. So, you know, we do here $300,000-400,000 a month, and that's all organic traffic. So, you know, customer service is key. You take care of your customers, even when there's a problem, even when there's an accident. Hold their hand, walk them through it. Don't let them feel like they're getting fucked. Don't bend them over. Operate with honesty, integrity. You know, those are the things that are going to keep you around. You know, there's no such thing as easy money. There's no such thing as quick money. It just doesn't exist. So if that's what you're looking for, odds are you're going to be like one of these neighbors out of business pretty soon.
What's the first car you started with?
It was a Maserati Gran Turismo. It was the first car I had. And it did well, you know. When I first got started, so I was from Atlanta, I had a friend down here who was doing it, and I had a dealership. He said, man, send me a couple cars. So I sent him a Porsche Panamera, an S-Class, and it was a Maserati, my personal car. I said, look, just take these three. And I kind of forgot about him until I wanted my car back. I was like, bro, I need my Maserati back. You know, what's going on with the other cars? And he sent me like 15 grand. And I was like, fuck, man, if I sell these cars, I don't make 15 grand. I do make it, you know what I mean? And now I have no car. So it's like, maybe he's on to something. And that's kind of where it started spiraling. And I started loading up heavy. You know, when I first started, I went a little bit overboard. You know, my first location, we were up to about 70 cars, and it was just too much, too fast, too quick, and cost me about a $2.5 million lump to the head. So, you know, I learned those hurdles. You know, you can't grow yourself out of business. You know, I just made my overhead so astronomical. And when I had that many cars in the street, I was new to the game. I had 12 cars down, and I was floating $80,000 a month of car payments and insurance. And it didn't work. So.
How many cars you got now?
I have 18 cars here. We have cars in Tampa, and we have cars in Columbus. Total around 45 cars.
And they're all exotic?
Yeah, they're all exotics. Rolls Royce, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Porsche 911 GT2 RSs, 911 GT3 RSs, that sort of stuff. I've been talking to Mitch. I might buy a couple dozen economy cars just to give it a go. But that's never been my game, you know. I used to carry, you know, like some Mercedes and stuff like that, and my thinking was, you know, I'm getting $300, $400 a day. I got to do a lot more work. I got to do more deliveries, more maintenance, more cleaning. Then I send one Rolls Royce out for the same amount of time that I get triple the money for. Obviously, it's triple the overhead, but, you know, it's less work. So when I'm in multiple cities, you know, across the country, and I'm trying to monitor 40 cars versus 200 cars, it's just easier for me to monitor, you know, okay, it's the same amount of overhead cost-wise, it's 200 cars, but it's less work, less bodies, less employees, you know, so for my model, that's just how I've been, you know, but I know people making a shit ton of money with different kinds of cars. I've got a guy in Colorado who's killing it. All he does is Suburbans and shit, you know, to and from the airport to the ski resorts, and I mean, he's crushing it. So, I mean, a lot of it is your demographic. A lot of what I do here, I'm lucky. It's South Florida. You know, everybody saves up all year to come here and dick their money off for a week. So that's not like that in every city, you know. So if you go to St. Louis, I don't know how many people are saving up to go on vacation to go blow 30 grand for a week, you know. or wherever. So a lot of it is just understanding your market.
You say you use this space a lot for event space.
Not a lot. So once we finished it, I had a big event for Art Basel. You know, my artist that
Nice.
did all this is pretty well known. And I was like, man, I don't even know if anybody's going to show up. We had about 350 bodies in the door. It was like a pretty big event, you know, made the news, everything, you know, made waves down here. So I was like, you know what, maybe we do have something for an event space. You know, we had the stage set up, we have stereos everywhere, all the black lights up. So we've hosted a couple events since. It's not really my main focus, but to utilize the facility, you know, if it's a friend or if I have somebody who wants, you know, to do a good event, you know, we'll accommodate.
So you at least have it for, you know, marketing and to generate leads.
Yeah, we do it for our own marketing. I mean, a lot of people, the place is not like anything down here. So people book the facility all the time for photo shoots, music videos. That's really where my exposure is. You know, I get music videos that get 10 million views on YouTube, and they're seeing, you know, our logos in the back. Everybody wants to know, oh, where's this facility, blah, blah, blah. You know, so it's been helpful, you know. And we're in a good location, so it's easy for people to come. We're 10 minutes from downtown, we're 10 minutes from the airport. So, you know, our location's pretty good.
Copy.
So for your acquisition process right now, are you doing joint ventures or everything just running through you?
I used to do stuff, you know, I had partners, I had people that would come bring cars. I did a lot of brokering. As my business model has expanded, most of the stuff that I acquire cash. I don't like using the bank and all that stuff. We just buy it. You know, or I'll acquire, you know, a lot of my own personal stuff now. I'm to the point where it's my personal stuff. But a lot of these cars are on commercial lines, you know. So, you know, GM does a big line, Ally does a big line. So when you get to the place when you have really solid tax returns for several years and a good proven model, you know, they'll give you money. But dealing with other people's money has always been my favorite thing to do. You know?
What are some things you do to keep your overhead under control?
Oh man, that's a good one. I'm by nature cheap, so that's been a good thing for me. At the place where I am now, so many people want to be involved in what we're doing because we've been so successful for so many years that I'm able to name rates or pay what I want or not pay anything just because people want to learn or they want to be around. You know, my fixed overhead, I've kind of set, you know, it creeps up a little bit, you know, because all of this stuff, anything can happen. But, you know, I stay pretty aware financially of what my budget is, and I do pretty good at staying in it. Some people overspend, they spend themselves out of business, you know. And it's easy to do, but I don't know, I've always been by nature just a cheap fuck, you know, so I don't like spending money. Even when I paint it, everything I do, I call 100 people, I source 100 products, I'm not lazy and go with the first guy, you know. I do a lot of stuff with the community as well. You know, I used to have full-time auto detailing staff, and now I have 2 guys, and I go and I try and, you know, the homeless people, hey, you want some work today? You want some day labor, blah, blah, blah. You know, I can pay them cheap, you know, gives them food, I cover their lunch. So, you know, I do stuff like that helps me keep some of my costs low. You know, I went from having $4,000 a month in payroll for, you know, all my auto detailers and stuff to less than half of that. So I do certain things like that. What?
That was a big bar. It was huge. I got to pick up them jewels and drop it, for sure.
That's never been my game. My business is structured differently though. My goal, I'm going to be in 2 more cities in the next 18 months. I'll franchise, I'll sell private equity. So I have a different exit plan. You know, I want to 10x this and get the fuck out and do other shit. You know, I've got a lot of money in real estate and other products, and we have other businesses and ventures that we have going on. And I've been doing this a long time. It's fun. I might keep this single facility just as my clubhouse. But my down the road goal is that's the exit. You know, I want to sell. So, and I wasn't set up that way at all. It was always my goal, man. You know, I want to sell to Hertz or Enterprise or some idea that was probably never going to happen because those guys would never buy something like me. And then I had a friend of mine. He actually makes bathtubs for elderly people. You see the commercials and the door opens, you walk into it, like the walk-in bathtubs. Dude's made a lot of money with those. And he sold. And he was going through all my stuff. He said, John, you are not set up to sell. So I spent about 1.5 years working with him, paying him big money to get me my books in a place, my business strategy in a place, and moving all my loans and everything into a faucet that'll allow me to be able to sell in the future. And that's taken time. But I mean, I spent 8 years doing this not that way.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting to the point now where it's like, okay, what's really the end game? For me, 100 million, I'll sell, I'll be done.
How far off would that be from today?
I'll probably be in a position to sell in 5 years. I don't know if I'll pull the trigger then. I'll probably field offers, or I'll at least bring in a private equity partner and go national. See, for me, what I'm doing, I'm looking at the best cities that I can, so my books look the best. Then you go to private equity and you pitch national. You say, hey, look, I want to do this across the board. Might not work across the board, but these guys don't give a shit. They just want it on their books. So if they say, okay, look, you're in 5 cities doing X, Y, and Z, and we have the money to put you in 70 cities, we'll just buy you out at a crazy valuation because I have the infrastructure, I have the back end, I have the inventory, I have the insurance, and I have the history. So they'll buy my floor plans, they'll buy my lines of credit, they buy everything with the business. And for them, that's the value. So it's like buying a dealership. You guys went to Carrio yesterday. Carrio's value is his lines of credit, his floor plans. That business and the inventory, that's bullshit. Anybody can go spend $100 million and buy stuff. It's how do you get a big line of credit like that? And you can't as a new business. You can't without history. So you're spending the money for the history, and that's what I'm selling. I'm selling my history as a business.
Bars.
Anything else?
Chris? Oh, you was just hitting that. You was hitting the glasses. You got the recording joints.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He like this. I'm like, I bet you got a question. Anybody else got any more questions for John? That's crazy. Go ahead,
Alright,
Felix.
so how do you get these cars at MSRP or below MSRP? Like, how do you get them?
I come from the dealer space, so everything I do, I buy through the auction, or you develop relationships. You were at Carrio, he's one of my best friends. I do $20 million a year in deals with him. So a lot of it's relational, research. I've never been an MSRP buyer ever. I always buy backup book. People were spending 150 grand over on these Cullinans. I was buying 100 back. So it's just it's just knowing the market, having relationships, and not being desperate. I don't make any decisions quick unless it's a really, really good one. If it's not a home run, I'm not in a rush. So I'll hunt out a deal. They're out there.
Somebody who's wanting to get into that exotic space, where do you see them starting at first?
With somebody that already has one.
Gotcha.
Going to them and bring value. So you see a guy that's got money, he's got a couple cars. Hey man, I want to bring you an extra $10,000 a month. Can I work with you? My play was always I didn't make money for the first few months. I made these guys with money, a lot of the money. I let them keep all of it. I fed their greed because in the end of the day, that's what counts. Once they see, hey man, look at this fucking kid bringing me a lot of money, cash, whatever it is, then you go to him and be like, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z. And you have something proven to them. That was always my move. I gave, hey, we'll do 60-40 split. I'd give them 100. Give them 100%, 3-4 months. I'd flood them with cash and then get them to buy me everything I want.
How long have you keep these cars until you go send them down?
18 months.
18 months.
Yeah, I don't hold stuff longer than that. So, and I'm lucky because I have multiple locations. So I have a truck on the way. I don't know if it'll get here when you guys are here. I'm hauling stuff from Tampa to here. So I'm always moving my inventory around too. So it keeps my, each location stays fresh. But yeah, I do about 18 months. So that's right around the perfect depreciation curve for me where I don't lose too much money. I can still get the value out of the car. They've generated enough cash flow to eat whatever depreciation that's. Yeah, we went through COVID and it was a trying time. We didn't know what was going on. My guys were worried, hey, we're going to lose our jobs. Gave everybody a raise. I said, look, don't worry, we'll figure it out. We go broke together, and God blesses that. And we ended up having 2 of the best years that we had, which helped a lot of rapid growth and expansion. A lot of us were able to capitalize on a lot of the money that was stimulated into the economy.
You said at one point your back was against the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how did you deal with that situation?
I've always kept mentors around me, people that I respect. A lot of these guys aren't quick to answer the phone, but I have a few of them that, during really trying times, they'll always pick up. I have a couple really good billionaire friends. And a lot of their advice is the same. Stop complaining and hang up. That's pretty much it. So I don't think there's a problem on the planet that you can't think your way out of. So I think if you just, for me, I slow down, I meditate, and I write things down. And the more I write and the more I think, ideas come, and I don't know if it's God or whatever it is, but things tend to work out. And I'll also doing the right thing even when it's hard, keeping your character, keeping your integrity. Things always tend to work out that way as well. That's been my experience.
What are 2 or 3 of the biggest pitfalls that you've experienced throughout your journey, and what the downfalls?
Biggest downfalls is trusting the wrong people. I had a couple brokers, I thought were good people. I got lazy. I let them do too much. Had cars disappear. Bad things will happen if you don't keep an eye on stuff. People get murdered in your cars. People steal your cars. People steal your money. So I learned the hard way. You can't trust everybody. You can't give everybody too much rope. I used to be a guy who'll give you enough rope to hang yourself. No, you're gonna have to buy that rope.
I saw the door on the bodywork on the back. Is that a renter or like?
On what?
There's a door that has like a.
Oh,
22,
yeah, the Ferrari.
Yeah.
That was the car was keys.
Oh, is there holes in that?
Yeah, it was a screwdriver.
Oh.
So that's another problem. You rent these cars to these guys. These guys say they own it, and then they get caught cheating, and their girlfriends destroy it, not knowing that they're not destroying their stuff. Good thing is, insurance is going to pay us about $100,000 to fix it. So,
And you're not gonna fix it yourself.
100%. We do everything in house now.
It's a lot of cheese to pocket.
Yeah, that was a lot of my moves were to start bringing everything in house. Do the rentals in house, do the sales in house, do the mechanical and body work in house. I figured the insurance policies keep paying everybody else. So I might as well keep all the money. So that's been that's been our direction. Yeah.
You're doing repair work in house. Did you separate that company?
So we have they're 2 separate businesses. That's just for tax reasons and everything else, but it's all done under one roof.
We got another Miami guy out here too, so you should have some questions.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
Good.
I have a question. How long you say you've been in business?
10 years.
10 years? Okay, and when did you see a real breakthrough?
2017, things started really changing for me. It took me about 2.5, 3 years to really get a good grip. From 17 to 19, we grew probably 40%, and then through COVID, we probably grew 200%. So, we were fortunate during those times where most people just all their money. We just bought everything. So we just put it all back to work.
He had a pretty big fleet during that time.
96 cars.
Yeah.
So
96.
He made some pretty good money.
Yeah. I had 4 facilities just here in the Metro Miami area. And it just, I thought big was better, and it ended up being a mess. If you're from Miami, Matty Cruz and MVP and all those. I had cars with all those guys. I had 15 cars with Matty Cruz. I had 11 cars with Wonky at South Beach Exotics. I had 10 cars with Brian. I had cars everywhere. Carefree, I had a bunch of, I had cars all over the place. And that was part of giving people too much rope. These guys were giving me cash, destroying my shit, fucking everything up. Next thing you know, I had to write off a couple $1 million.
Which cars do you think has the highest profit margin, and which one maybe underperforms? In your opinion,
The best car I have by far is the Urus. The economy's changed a lot. You know, it used to be everyone wanted sports cars. Now people come on vacation. Money's different. 3 guys all pool their money together and they get one car. What's the one car they can all ride in? That's a Lambo. They can still pick girls up. They can go shopping. They can fit their shit. They're comfortable. Yours.
Copy.
So for me, that's best bang for your buck. And I mean, I have 6 that are cash printing machines. You know, they're not even here. They're all out all the time.
All right. I hope you guys were able to learn a lot. Until next time, peace.